Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of the PGR3 game night and nearly at a full lobby for these sets of races, and I believe we're in the C class for the remainder of this. Like I said before, we did go in the B and A classes briefly, but we went in other game modes in those ones. But yeah, in C class for this, and I'm in the boat car, Cadillac 16, and there is method in my madness, because if I can get around these corners not too badly, there are lots of straights on this track, so hopefully that'll give us some good later on. But losing control all over the place, and a few more guys joining us. We've got Paper Medal there in front, and I think Noel's in the Lamborghini this time, in the Murcielago. Petras in the F40, but down in 6th place at this point, so nearly last. And this thing is obviously absolutely shocking around the corners and braking. But hoping I can get on some straights to claw some time back. You can see as soon as it starts getting on any straight, it really does reel the other cars in. But judging this corner all right, actually. And making up 2 places past Petras and Noel. Petras in the F40 there. Paper Medal in the Ford GT. And really struggling to get the power down in this thing. It really slides all over the place. I was struggling not to hit people when I was sliding over the track, just trying to accelerate. But right behind Paper Medal now. And getting onto somewhat straight. There we go. So in 3rd gear we are starting to pull quite a lot now. And 4th gear as well. This thing really does rocket away. And luckily, get around this corner quite nicely onto the straight. So we unleash all of the boat power and hurtle this 1,000 horsepower weird looking machine down the straight away up to its top speed, 197 I think it's going there, flying past Bengals, who's in the Lamborghini Murcielago, and catching up to 1st place as well, but I believe that is the SLR McLaren, which doesn't have a bad top speed at all considering. So braking really early here and just about getting okay, trying to accelerate, car's nearly stepping out completely. The Lamborghini's caught up massively through there, and Yerrick is in 1st in the Mercedes. But just clipping the wall, coming around this straight, but made it all the way to 2nd place without too much incident so far. Onto the straight, and we're really ramping up this thing now. And I was going for the overtake on Yerrick, and he pulls the biggest dick move in the century, the block. So I managed to get around him and serve a bit of karma and say, I'm not happy with that, see you later. And actually, he ends up finishing in 3rd place, which is brilliant bit of karma there. Bengal snatches the 2nd place, so what a strange race that was, but a funny one. Managed to get 1st place in the end, and yeah, lots of different cars using that. Bengal's got 2nd, Yerrick 3rd, and yeah, a good one, that one, in New York, but still in C-Class. Now into the Ford concept car. I think it's the GR something. Can't remember exactly, but in Las Vegas, 4 laps for this one. This car's actually not that good. I thought it was a little bit better than it was, and around the corners it's average, and it just doesn't really excel at anything, but managed to get into 2nd place around there. Lots of nonsense. Taking that corner fairly okay. He was briefly in 1st place. Paper Medal takes it back though in the Ford GT. Getting rammed by Yerrick around there. And then he does completely spin me out. But I believe this time he does wait for me, because he did recognise that. Noel flies past and nearly getting spun out again by a zombie killer this time. I think that's the first time we've seen them in this one. But now in 4th place, with Yerrick still behind. I think Noel's in front. Taking that corner terribly. Really trying to learn these tracks again. But the front 2 just breaking away a little bit at this point. And Yerrick pinned me for the 2nd time, or spun me out, so he did wait a little bit, but I didn't manage to get past, and there we go, he's waited for me to get past once more, back into 4th, but now we are 3.8 seconds adrift from 3rd place, so we've got a lot of driving to do to make anything back on these players, and Yerrick just crashed behind, I think I heard that. Taking that quite nicely. Yeah, it's really not that good in the corners, wasn't really the best car for this track, but hey-ho. Got to try out some different ones. Sounds really good though. Really nice engine though. Nicely through there. We are catching Knoll up, I believe. First and second very close. Again, still struggling with this automatic gearbox. That was a wide corner, but Bengals actually spun out there, so we are up into third place. Not too bad at all. And this thing is probably better on the straight than around the corners. Just a couple seconds behind Knoll. And it's a lot better with 7 people. It wasn't too bad with 5 people, but it's nice to have more people on the track. And really doing that bit quite smoothly. Just behind Knoll at this point on the third lap. Getting the hang of this car a little bit more. And the track. And we can just about see first place as well. 4 tenths behind Knoll. Taking that quite smoothly. And Knoll's a little slow around the inside there, so managed to overtake into second place. Just over a lap to go, 2.8 seconds behind the leader. I believe it's actually Paper Medal, who's in the Ford GT still. In first place, and around there, not too bad. Onto the home straight. Coming on to lap number 4, so 1 lap remaining, 1.76 seconds behind. Knoll dropping now to 1.4. And just sliding out a bit there. It does kick out this if you're not careful. Really trying to not be too harsh on the throttle with this thing, especially in the higher end of the rev range. Ideally, I'd like to change up to third at some point there, but I'll know that for next time if I choose manual. And unfortunately, though, I went on 2 wheels and crashed right into that barrier, slowing us massively down. And only a couple corners to go, and Paper Medal is 2 seconds ahead, and I think Knoll's still in third, 2 seconds behind. So quite an eventful race, that one, but Paper Medal does get the win. I was 1.9 seconds behind in the, I think it's the GR something. GR1 concept, that's it. Yerrick actually got third there in the F40. Bengals in 4th in the Murcielago. Knoll in 5th in the Murcielago. Petrus got 6th there in the F40, and Zombie Killer was in 7th, so not too bad at all. And moving into the F50 this time. Another great car in this game. Only in C-Class, though, alongside the F40 and others. But it is one of the better ones in this class, I have to say. And Yerrick got spun out there, and inadvertently I crashed straight into him. So now all the way down in 7th, trying to avoid Zombie Killer, who is spinning all over the track and not really sure what's going on. And then I get pinned again, and then nearly spun out once more, just about managing to hold it round this corner. And Zombie Killer did spin out there. So that was absolute nonsense. But actually overtook Yerrick and nearly Petrus. Yerrick just did not brake whatsoever up that hill and took Petrus out completely. So somehow we're up into 4th place with one of the strangest starts to a race ever. And Paper Medal just ahead in the SLR McLaren. Getting in the draft zone. Still loving seeing all those kudos in the top there, top right. It's nice seeing you can earn them online. Up into 3rd place now, though. Again, though, this hideous gearbox is striking. But behind the Lamborghini, and that is Bengals again in the Murcielago. See if we can catch them. We have got 5 laps of this track. Maybe 1 lap too many for the length track. It's hard to know what to set them at if you don't know the track. But we can see first place as well. Also in the Lamborghini. And Bengals just runs a little wide there, and I went far too narrow, hitting the wall, slowing down massively. Going over this hilly section again. This is quite difficult to judge. Nearly got that right, but just clipping the inside once more. And once more, the car does not want to change out of 2nd gear. Judging that okay. You can see 1st and 2nd still. 4th, sorry, is now quite far behind. Nice and smooth around there, just behind Bengals now. It's constantly changing down to 2nd gear. Crazy, crazy. But 3 of us are pretty close at the top here. And I've just gone 2 wheels there, and that really is not a good way to cross the line for the 3rd lap. smash into the barrier, and first and second are just disappearing a little bit. But luckily, I think they had a collision, and both of them slowed down, so both of them still in the picture. And that's 3 laps. I've not really done that corner properly. It's a very wide corner, so you can go quite quick through there, but I've been a bit cautious every time. But definitely doing that better this time, and catching both first and second up, going 3 abreast down this corner. Bengals and Oliver coming together, and I nearly get spun out once more, but somehow managed to actually save that and come out in first place. So we've gone from 7th to first place eventually, after 3 laps. And that was a bit untidy through there, but there is a black car of some description catching up. That might be the SLR McLaren. Come around this corner again. Definitely better this time. Still went on 2 wheels, but a lot slower through the corner, so I can judge that properly. And that was a bit better through there as well. So, second and third, still very close behind. Fourth, not too far behind either. And that's probably the best I've done that corner, but still a little slow. And second place has changed hands to the black car, but we can't see what it is from here. But certainly gaining. Quite slow around there again. I can't believe how much quicker manual is in this game. Really crazy. But that's quite tidy. As was that. And it looks like second place, who was catching, has now crashed. And round there, again, not too bad. On to the final lap. Yeah, it's definitely 1 lap too many, I think, for this one. So skipping this towards the end, because nothing really happened from then. I think I started pulling away a little bit more, and it was Yerrick in the McLaren there. And I skipped the ending for some unknown reason, but did remake the lobby and added an AI into the lobby. So we've got a full lobby now of 8 players and 1 AI, because we knew by this point we'd only have 7 players in the lobby, so we've added that AI on medium difficulty to start off with, but we do ramp them up to hardcore difficulty, which is platinum, later on. But in the Noble M400, I think, getting an okay start. Petrus in the F40 was just briefly in first, managing to do that first corner and second corner quite well. And again, doing that one quite well. This car is actually really nice to drive. And ran there nicely as well. So, a good start to this race. And still very close behind, though. In Tokyo, lots of high-rise buildings, lots of technical circuits. One of the better locations, I think, in PGR3, one of the more exciting ones, for sure. I think New York can be a little boring sometimes, although it is fun on the straights if you've got a quick car. Going through the tunnel and approaching the horrible spiral of doom that is incredibly hard to get up cleanly. Probably slightly easier to go down it. As you can see, that was pretty bad. And then struggling for grip up here, trying to turn up there. That's probably one of the better times I've done that, but it still does not look good on the recording. Very difficult to do that section quickly. And shouldn't really be on a racetrack, to be honest, but here we are. However, got a very comfortable lead now. Second place has broken away from third and behind a little bit. And doing some questionable corners around here. Yeah, very, very spread out now, the field, actually. That was almost nice until it hit the wall right at the end. And I like this section. This section's very cool under the bridge and over these bumpy sections, but very hard to navigate. Tokyo's always had these bumpy sections. but 5 seconds ahead now. And this is a point-to-point race, so I think this is the whole of Tokyo pretty much. And again, hitting the inside of the wall. I've lost count of how many times I've done that in this race. Second place still quite far ahead of third. And it looks a bit more close in the middle of the pack there. But we can see the finish there. And a nice smooth race, that one. Got into first early on, and that's the way it stayed. Very nice indeed. And everyone at the finish there. Yerrick did get second in the F50. Noel got third in the 4GT. Bengals fourth in the Honda. Paper medal fifth in the M400 as well. So very nice indeed. So still in C class, and we are for the rest of the video, but in London this time. In the F40 against Yerrick in the F40. Paper medal in the Noble. 4GT, Noel Control just behind. And this was actually a very good race between me and Yerrick, this one. A very clean race and a good battle around this London circuit. So us two already breaking away a bit. There was a bit of crashing going on behind, so it gives us the space to go away. So in the draft zone of Yerrick round here. Nicely round there, still into the draft zone. Over the bump. Quite hard to do that corner, but definitely can go quicker than that. Yerrick took that quite nicely. And around the final corner on to lap number 2. So not the longest race this one, but it was a good battle. So just trying to give Yerrick some room around this corner. Just getting used to the F40 now. And somehow our number plates disappeared, but Yerrick's got his. How does that work? And Yerrick made a little mistake, and I was able to go up the inside there. Nice overtake, nice clean one there. Up into first place. Yerrick just behind. Still just behind, coming through the arches. Over this bump, turned much quicker through there, but there you can see the gearbox really playing up. It was just bouncing off third gear limiter. Horrible. And I went on 2 wheels there and very slow. So Yerrick could have overtaken me, but he actually hit my rear end, speeding me up, so... And then I thought he was going to brake late and possibly crash into me, so I braked late as well, but he actually took that quite nicely on the inside. So he's got the inside line for this corner, so I've got to give him that position round there. So Yerrick back into first place, halfway through lap number 3. Third position's not too far behind either. And again, just crashing into the inside of the wall. But taking that fairly smoothly. And third place is actually 8 seconds behind. But that corner's very nice around there. But again, the gearbox really letting me down around that corner. That was really smooth around there. Very nice. So on to the final lap. Very close here between me and Yerrick. Good racing. And I had to adjust there. I was going to hit the wall, but still just about managing to get past Yerrick, nearly. But he's got the inside line again. Go for the cutback, but unfortunately hit the inside of the wall once again. So forced to tuck behind Yerrick once more. Only half a lap left now. Running out of space to do a move. But that was very nice round there. So still right on his tail. A couple corners left to go. Went a bit wide around that section. Nevertheless, still right behind him. 1 corner to go. And we actually go for the round the outside move and somehow get that done. Round the outside on that corner. I was right on the curb and still managed to pull in before hitting the barrier. So just snuck a first place there. That was ridiculously close. And I wish it would show you the times you got when you finished, because it would have been very close, that one. But nevertheless, Noel got third in the 4GT. Bengals in fourth in the Honda, and paper medals in fifth there. So very good race, that one. But moving on into Las Vegas, and we're in the 4GT this time, and the AI is now hardcore in an F50, so a good competition there for everyone. Petra's still in the F40. We just passed paper medals again. Oh, and Simicky also joined us. I think I've said that wrong. But he was there in a Ferrari of some description. Yerrick in the F40. And Noel actually... Yerrick pinned Noel there and crashed into the wall. And he crashed, unfortunately, into the racing line. So I ended up crashing into him when he was crashed. So I had to just wait there because that wasn't really fair. But Noel and Yerrick still come out of that in front. And Hardcore is actually in second place right now. So the AI... Noel just loses track of all space and time and flies into the barrier. And I managed to go just about into first place around here in the 4GT. Really do like this car. Yerrick goes really wide there. And very nice through there. And already got a bit of a lead now. 999 kudos earned as well. And someone did not start this race, so they're at the start line. And that was Bengals in the 4GT40, actually. But around there really smoothly. This is actually a very good car to drive, but yeah, that was over quite early for me, that one, as they were fighting behind, so not really much happened. But Yerrick did get second in the F40. Noel got third. Hardcore actually got fourth there. Petrus fifth. And Simkey it is in seventh. Pay for medal in sixth. So an interesting one, that. And I think Petrus did come in eighth place there. But now on to New York in the RUF Yellowbird. This is a crap car. This is not a good car whatsoever. But I thought I'd give it a go just to see what it's saying. Hardcore shoots into first place. And I'm looking up the inside, but do get in Noel's way a bit. And then get slammed by two dive bombers there. So did not have the best start. And then it gets worse. Caught in between a sandwich and demoted all the way down to last place. In this terrible car. Let's see what we can do, shall we? It's not too bad in a straight line when it gets towards the higher gears, but lower down and round the corners, really not that good. But oh well, Petrus just in front, the F40. And someone in the F40 as well, paper medal. And I believe Petrus does actually fly into the central reservation, which he does, stops completely dead, so I gained 2 positions around there. And round this section, onto the hairpin, coming on back onto the straight. And that is Simkey in Ferrari. I can't really see it too well because it's in a dark colour. There might be the F430. But the Yellowbird can wind up a little bit. It's got a good top speed and good mid to high acceleration. Been a massive collision around there. No idea what's happened on a straight as well. But somehow managed to get promoted into second place. And no idea how we find ourselves in second by the start of the second lap. Crazy. But the AI is actually miles in front, nearly 9 seconds in front in the F50. And I had no chance of really catching that. I did make some ground back, but this car is not good enough. And I was 5 seconds behind in the end, so I needed a few more laps to try and catch it up. So skip forward there. Hardcore actually got first, and yeah, that was a strange race, that one. We all got beat by an AI, so a little bit embarrassing, but there we go. And I do decide to change car this time. Go for the F50, and this is the first race. We just tried it. We actually turned collisions off. So this is a completely ghost race for this one, as Bengals is in the RUF, Yerrick in the F40, and back in the F50 for me. Very weird seeing a PGR game with ghost mode. Very weird indeed. So everyone can race to whatever extent they want. Use the width of the track, they can drive 3 people, whatever. But finding ourselves in first place in this London sprint, or point to point. And again, having trouble with this second gear in the automatic gearbox. But pulling away slightly now, 2 seconds ahead of second place. Not doing so bad. I will never drive on this game in automatic again, that's for sure. And that was absolutely terrible. Going on 2 wheels massively, and I think Yerrick did the same thing there. crashed into the outside of the barrier. But quite short point to points. The one in London, the one in any point to point in London is not really that long. It's quite a small location, to be honest. So nearly at the end already. One final corner. And very slow around there anyway. But that was just testing out the ghost mode. Interesting one though. Can be done and quite interesting to see. Yerrick got second, Noel in third. And again, I'll skip that too soon to see the finishing order for that one. But I think this is the final race for the game night for us. And on the Nurburgring GP circuit, or F1 circuit, you can see how quick that F50 is when it launches though. Crazy. Simkey beside in the F430, I'm in the SLR McLaren. Now I thought I was going to get dive bombed here, which I nearly did, so I go for the sneaky inside jump route, try and not get hit by anybody, and it did work, because you can see quite a few of them sliding off there, but shoot straight into first place around that corner, doing a little cut. And this car's pretty good as well, to be honest. Very weird engine sound though. Very low down, bassy, but no grunt or grumble to it, so quite strange. To be fair, that's typical of quite a lot of Mercedes engines. The torquey engines they have sound quite similar. But 1 second ahead of second place, only 3 laps of this track. And I can't really see who was behind and what they're in. But coming up to the chicane section, 2 wheels on the grass, but that's fine. Not doing too bad around there. I'm just about doing that okay. Yeah, one of the better cars in this class as well. Definitely in contention with the F40 and F50 and the 4GT. It's definitely up there. 2 seconds ahead coming up to this hairpin. That was okay through there. This time actually staying in the boundaries of the track. And a massive bunch coming round that straight to that corner. But first and second just ahead. And someone actually lagged onto the map then in front of me on the mini-map. That was quite strange. And around this corner quite nicely. Second place still right behind though at this point. Still can't see what car they're in. It'd be nice to have more information about who's behind you. Like it did on PGR3 does that, doesn't it? And also tells you the finishing times and how far everyone was behind. There's lots of good features on this, but it's a bit limited in terms of that stuff. Maybe because it's a private lobby. Maybe it'll say more in the rank matches, I'm not sure. But now getting a bit more of a lead now, 4.2 seconds. So as we cross the start line onto the final lap, I think we're going to skip it forward here to the end because nothing much happened there. And in the end I was 7 seconds ahead, so crossed the line in first place in the SLR. Very nice indeed, and we'll see the finishing order here. It was Bengals in the F430 behind. Hardcore got third that time. Noel got fourth. Yerrick got last then actually, and Petrus sixth. Simkey 7th place. So that's the end of this part, guys, and the end of the PGR3 game night. Hope you enjoyed as always. It's been a pretty good one, and yeah, I'll see you for the next one.